What if she's already showing you that she trusts you more than anyone else in her life, but you're completely missing the signs? And what if those missed signs are quietly breaking the one thing she's afraid to lose? Most men and women walk through relationships blind to the quiet language of trust. They believe trust is shown through grand gestures or constant words of reassurance. The truth is far more subtle and powerful. I'm revealing what almost no one understands about female psychology and the hidden signals that prove a woman has let you into her inner world. The first truth is this: when a woman truly trusts you, she stops performing. She lets the mask fall. Not just the polite mask she shows the world, but the deeper one she's worn since childhood, the one that says she must always be strong, agreeable, and put together. When she drops that with you, her nervous system has decided you are safe. This is rare. In the USA, UK, and Canada, women are often taught to protect themselves emotionally. They learn early that being too open can lead to judgment or abandonment. So when she chooses to be emotionally naked with you, it is one of the highest compliments she can give. Yet most men misread it. They see her crying, anxious, or unsure and think the relationship is failing, when in reality, something is finally becoming real. The first major sign is when she shares her deepest fears, the ones she hides from everyone else. Not surface-level worries, but the ones that keep her up at night. The fear that she's not enough, the fear she'll end up alone, the fear that her past has made her unlovable. When she whispers these things to you, she is handing you something fragile. She is saying, without saying it directly, "I trust you with the parts of me that could destroy me." Your response in these moments matters more than you know. The correct response is not to fix her or dismiss her feelings. It is to witness her, to simply say, "I'm here, I see you, I'm not going anywhere." This builds secure attachment. Her brain begins linking you with safety, and safety is the foundation of lasting love and attraction. The second major sign is when she lets you see her completely unfiltered. This goes beyond no makeup. It's the version of herself she normally hides. The overwhelmed version, the messy version, the version that has bad days and dark thoughts. When she stops hiding these parts and allows you to witness them without shame, her subconscious has decided you are not a threat to her self-worth. I once worked with a woman in her late 40s from Toronto. For 18 years of marriage, she had never cried in front of her husband. She carried the belief that showing weakness would make him lose respect for her. After slowly testing his reactions to smaller vulnerabilities, she finally broke down about her childhood trauma. He responded with gentleness instead of judgment. For the first time in her adult life, she felt truly safe with a man. Their marriage was transformed. The trust that followed ran deeper than anything they had known before. Ladies watching this, understand that when you feel safe enough to show your unfiltered self, you are offering something precious. Pay close attention to how he responds. His reaction reveals whether he deserves your trust. And men, when a woman gives you this access, it is not a burden. It is an honor. It means she has chosen you as her safe place in a world that often feels dangerous to her heart. The third sign is when she begins asking for your opinion on things that truly matter to her identity. Not what she should wear, but questions like, "Do you think I'm a good person?" Or, "Am I too much for you?" Or, "Do you see a future with someone like me?" These are tender, vulnerable questions. She is testing whether you see her core self and still accept her. This is where male and female psychology meet. Women often tie their sense of worth to how they are received in their closest relationships. When she brings these questions to you, she is giving you the power to heal or wound her. How you answer will either strengthen her trust or slowly erode it. The uncomfortable truth is that many relationships die not from cheating or loud fights, but because one person failed to recognize the trust being quietly offered to them. They mistook vulnerability for drama. They saw emotional openness as neediness instead of the ultimate compliment. You are now receiving knowledge most people will never have: the ability to read when a woman is placing her trust in your hands. This understanding alone can transform your relationships and your sense of self-worth. There is much more beneath the surface. There are deeper signals, quieter behaviors, and more profound psychological truths that show she doesn't just trust you. She has decided you are her person. When a woman begins showing you these signs, something sacred is taking place. But most men still miss the deeper layers. They catch the first signals and think they've arrived, when in reality, they've only stepped through the front door of her trust. The next level is quieter, more vulnerable, and far more meaningful. One of the strongest signs that she trusts you more than you know is when she lets you stay with her during her darkest emotional moments. When anxiety hits her hard, when old wounds resurface, or when she feels overwhelmed by life, she no longer runs and hides. She lets you see the storm. She may cry uncontrollably. She may shake. She may become silent for long periods. And instead of pushing you away, she allows you to remain close. This is massive. Female psychology often defaults to self-protection during emotional pain. Many women have learned that showing struggle makes them a burden. So when she chooses to let you witness her at her absolute lowest and doesn't try to perform strength for you, her nervous system has fully accepted you as safe. This is not weakness. This is profound trust. Another powerful signal is when she begins sharing secrets from her past that she has never told anyone. These are not casual stories. These are the chapters of her life that carry shame, regret, or deep pain. Maybe it's a mistake she made in her 20s. Maybe it's how her father spoke to her as a child. Maybe it's a traumatic experience she buried for years. When she hands you these hidden pieces of herself, she is risking everything. She is trusting that you will not use this information to judge her or hurt her later. Your reaction here will either lock that trust in place or shatter it. The correct response is never pity or shock, it is steady acceptance. When you look at her and say, "Thank you for trusting me with this. Nothing you just told me changes how I see you," you are giving her the rare experience of being fully known and still fully loved. This moment often creates an unbreakable emotional bond. I'll never forget the story of a man from London whose girlfriend had been distant for months. One night, she finally broke. She told him about a sexual assault from her college years that she had hidden from everyone, even her therapist. She had been carrying the shame alone for over a decade. He didn't try to fix her. He simply held her and listened. That single night of raw honesty became the turning point. She later told him it was the first time in her life she felt truly safe with a man. Their relationship went from struggling to deeply connected almost overnight. Ladies, if you are watching, know this. Allowing yourself to be seen in these ways is not too much. It is healthy, but only give this level of trust to a man who has earned it through consistent safety and respect. You deserve someone who can hold your pain without running or trying to silence it. Men, understand that when she gives you access to these hidden parts, it is changing her brain chemistry. Every time she shares and feels safe doing so, her body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. She is literally becoming emotionally attached to you at a biological level. This is how deep trust turns into lasting love. Another quiet but powerful sign is when she completely relaxes her body around you. Watch how she sits, how she breathes, how she carries herself. When a woman feels unsafe, her body stays tense, her shoulders stay tight, her breathing stays shallow. But when she trusts you deeply, you will notice her body soften. She will lean into you. She will fall asleep easily on your chest. She will let you hold her for long periods without feeling the need to pull away. This physical surrender is psychological proof that her entire system has labeled you as safe. In the world of relationship psychology, this is one of the strongest indicators of secure attachment. Her body believes what her mind has decided, that you are not a threat. This level of trust also appears when she actively seeks your comfort instead of isolating. When something painful happens at work or in her family, she doesn't disappear or handle it alone. She comes to you, she reaches for your hand, she wants your presence. This is her way of saying you have become her secure base in life. Many people destroy this trust without realizing it. They get uncomfortable with the intensity. They make jokes to lighten the mood. They give advice when she only needs to be heard. These small rejections teach her that even you are not completely safe. The damage is slow but devastating. You are being given the map that most men never receive. The ability to recognize when a woman has moved you from someone I like to someone I trust with my soul. This knowledge is powerful, but it also carries responsibility. The deeper layers are still ahead. There are even more profound signals that show she doesn't just trust you. She has chosen you as her emotional home. As these signs continue to appear, you must understand that something permanent is forming. She is no longer testing the waters. She has decided, often without saying a word, that you are different from everyone who came before you. This is where trust moves from being given to being rooted. Most people never reach this level because they fail to recognize the quieter, more serious signals. One of the strongest signs that she trusts you more than you know is when she lets you influence important decisions in her life. This could be her career, her family boundaries, or even how she handles her health. She values your opinion not because she is weak, but because she has come to respect your heart and judgment. In female psychology, this is significant. Women are naturally protective of their independence. When she willingly opens the door for your input on major life choices, it means she sees you as a true partner, not just a boyfriend. Another profound signal appears when she allows herself to depend on you during failure. When she loses a job, when a dream falls apart, or when she feels like a complete mess, she doesn't hide it. She lets you see her at her lowest point of self-worth. This is different from sharing fears. This is showing you the version of herself she's most ashamed of, the version that feels like a failure. If she chooses to lean on you instead of pushing you away, her trust has reached a rare depth. I once counseled a couple in Seattle where the woman had always been the strong one. She ran her own business and never showed weakness. Then her company suddenly collapsed. Instead of pretending everything was fine, she came home, crawled into her partner's arms, and cried for hours. She later told him that was the first time in her life she allowed herself to fall apart in front of another person. That moment of complete surrender deepened their bond more than any romantic gesture ever could. He became her safe harbor. The next sign is when she becomes completely honest, even when the truth could hurt the relationship. She stops sugarcoating. She tells you when she feels insecure about your female friends. She admits when she feels jealous. She confesses when she's scared the relationship might not last. This raw honesty is risky for her. It makes her feel exposed. When she chooses truth over comfort with you, it proves she trusts that your love is strong enough to handle reality. Men, this is where your growth is tested. Many men say they want honesty until they receive it. When she trusts you enough to show her jealousy, her doubts, or her insecurities, your job is to respond with understanding, not defensiveness. This is how secure attachment is built. This is how a woman learns that she can bring her whole self to you. Ladies, if you are watching, these moments are sacred. When you feel safe enough to tell the truth even when it's uncomfortable, you are healing old patterns. But only give this trust to a man who has shown through consistent actions that he can hold it without weaponizing it against you. Another powerful indicator is when she includes you in her long-term future without hesitation. She talks about plans 2, 5, even 10 years ahead, and naturally includes you in them. She speaks about where she wants to live, the kind of life she wants to build, and she assumes you will be there. This is not just love, this is trust at the identity level. She has decided that you are part of her future story. Psychologically, this represents a major shift. Her brain has moved you from someone I enjoy to someone I build with. This is where attraction transforms into deep emotional bonding. The constant release of oxytocin and vasopressin creates a sense of calm attachment that feels like home. Many relationships never reach this stage because one person gets scared by the intensity. The man pulls back when she needs him most. The woman hides her truth to avoid seeming needy. Both choices slowly poison the trust that was trying to grow. You now hold knowledge that can either make or break the most important relationship in your life. These signs are not random. They are her heart quietly telling you that she has chosen you as her safe person, the person she trusts with her fears, her failures, her future, and her truth. This understanding carries weight. Once you see these signals clearly, you can no longer pretend you don't know what she is offering. You must rise to meet it. There is still one final layer left to reveal. The deepest signals that prove she doesn't just trust you, she has surrendered her heart to you completely. By now, you understand that trust like this is rare. When a woman reaches this final level, she is no longer just trusting you with pieces of herself. She is trusting you with her entire heart and future. These final signs are the quiet proof that she has chosen you as her person for the long journey. One of the deepest signals is when she allows you to take care of her when she is physically or emotionally broken. When she is sick, exhausted, or completely overwhelmed, she doesn't push you away or pretend she's fine. She lets you bring her soup, hold her, manage things for her, and see her at her most unattractive and helpless state. In female psychology, this is enormous. Most women fear becoming a burden. When she willingly lets you care for her without shame, it means she trusts that you will not see her as weak or less valuable. Another profound sign is when she openly talks about a shared future without fear. She speaks naturally about marriage, children, growing old together, or building a life with you. She no longer treats the relationship as temporary. She has begun weaving you into her long-term vision. This is not casual dreaming. This is her heart declaring that she trusts you enough to build her life around yours. The final and most powerful sign is when she defends you fiercely to others, even her own family or closest friends. When people question your character or your place in her life, she stands up for you. She chooses you even when it costs her approval from others. This shows that her loyalty has shifted. You have become her primary emotional home. I'll share one last story. A woman from Birmingham had been in a relationship for 3 years. Her family never fully accepted her partner. One Christmas, her mother openly criticized him at the dinner table. Instead of staying silent to keep the peace, she stood up and told her entire family that he was the safest, most loving man she had ever known. She chose him publicly in one of the most difficult moments of her life. He later told me that was the exact moment he realized how deeply she trusted him. Their relationship grew stronger than either of them thought possible. Men, these final signs carry heavy responsibility. When a woman gives you this level of trust, you are no longer allowed to be casual with her heart. She has bet everything on you. Your consistency, your integrity, and your ability to hold space for her vulnerability will determine whether this trust grows into lifelong devotion or slowly fades from disappointment. Women, you deserve a man who recognizes these moments and rises to meet them. Never feel ashamed for wanting to be fully seen, fully cared for, and fully chosen. The right man will consider your trust a sacred gift, not a burden. The psychology behind all of this is clear. When a woman feels consistently safe, her body and mind move from survival mode into deep bonding mode. She stops protecting herself from you and begins building her life with you. This is how lasting love is formed. Not through perfect romance, but through thousands of small moments where she tested your character and found it worthy. The uncomfortable truth most people never accept is that real trust feels heavy. It demands growth. It requires you to become a better man or woman. Many run from this responsibility and wonder why their relationships stay shallow, but you now know better. You have been given the hidden map of how a woman's heart actually works. You now understand the quiet signals that say, "I trust you more than you know." The only question left is whether you will rise to honor what she is offering. If this message touched you, if it made you feel seen or challenged you to become better, then I want to ask you a personal question. What is one thing she does that makes you feel she truly trusts you? Leave your honest answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might help someone else realize what they have. If this video helped you understand relationships, male and female psychology, or your own situation more clearly, please do these 3 things. Like this video so it can reach more people who need it. Subscribe and turn on notifications because we are going much deeper into these topics in future videos. Share this video with one friend who is struggling in their relationship or confused about trust. You might change their life by sending it to them. Thank you for staying until the end. Now go recognize the trust that is already in front of you and honor it with everything you have.